Good morning, I'm in London, yay! And I'm gonna do a little thrifting today at a vintage market. So first up, breakfast, and then I have to be on the tube for 14 stops. Yikes, which is fine. And then hopefully I can find my way to where I'm going and do a little shopping. Okay, you guys, I made it. It's kind of hard to figure out where to go when you get out of the underground and you end up in one of the largest train stations in London that not only does underground but overground and across the country trains. So yeah, but I did manage to find it. It's over here, so I can't wait to see what I find. I made my first purchase. It is a brass cigarette box, which will be really pretty for styling. So it was 15 pounds, so closer to like 18, 20 bucks. But I thought it was beautiful. And he's like, well, it's tarnished, so I'll give you a deal on it. I'm like, I like the patina, but I didn't tell him that. This is my second purchase. May or may not be a Walter Voss. It has some engravings on the bottom that stuff coming through, but I just love it. He's so cute. So in this market, along with like the vintage, there's stores, there's tons of food. It smells amazing in here. So definitely think it's worth a shop, especially on Thursday when the vintage market's on. So I had a really successful day shopping at that market. Oh, so many good stalls, a lot of really great vendors. Prices were pretty good. I'm in the underground again. On my way actually to have some lunch with some former colleagues of mine in their London office. So really excited to see them. And then yeah, we'll see where the rest of the day takes me. So I also got this free tote, which is awesome because I was silly and totally forgot to bring my bag with me before I shopped. So luckily the vendors had these bags and wrapping and stuff, but then I was leaving and there was a promotional booth for the app. So if you plan to stop here, if you live in London, definitely download their app because they have discounts and all sorts of stuff. So benefits to doing it, but a free tote and it's huge, so it fits everything. So that was really, really lucky because I didn't want to have to carry all these blue bags around. Good morning, everyone. Just waiting for my Uber. I am headed to London's most recognizable, famous, largest vintage and antique market. It's on Portobello Road near Notting Hill. And I shopped this years ago and got the cutest little brass postal box, like British postal box, really cute. That was my only purchase that day. So I'm hoping to have better luck now, but it was not a reseller back then. So we'll kind of see what I find. But yeah, another early morning, but I'm really excited to find something. This time I brought my bag because last time I was so silly and left like a novice, like a first timer, and left my bag behind. But this time, got a bag with me. So I really have almost no room left in my suitcases. So I really don't need to fill this bag, but you know, I always could ship it. My in-laws could always like take it back to their house here and then bring it over when they visit the States again. So there's options. But yeah, we'll see how far I get. But yeah, super excited. I go home tomorrow. So yeah, can't wait to like hopefully end this trip strong with some vintage treasures. So I arrived at the market and it seems like everyone is not yet set up. So again, I have come too early to a European market, but things are starting to get set up. So I'm walking around, kind of waiting, maybe go grab something to drink while I wait. But yeah, I keep asking people like, well, what time is it supposed to start? They're like, it starts now. And I'm like, no one's set up yet. So I think everyone's just sleepy today. So I'm outside the Admiral Vernon Antique Market, and it has lots of little stalls in it, and it's really good. Great art in there at great prices. So if you're looking for art, love vintage art. It's a very eclectic mix, and yeah, a lot of the vendors are just opening, but I managed to get a few things in there, but definitely worth a shop when you're on Portobello Road shopping. my studio after my very epic sourcing trip in Europe. Today's episode is all the stuff that I got at the London market. So I was in Europe for 3.5 weeks, and most of that time was spent in the UK because that's where my in-laws are. So we did a ton of thrifting all around the country. And then my husband and I also went to Paris, and I did, of course, the markets there. So there's so much to show you. Each of my hauls have been split up by each of the stops. So this is one of many videos in this series. So definitely check the description box down below because all the other episodes that I don't want you to miss will be linked there. So let's jump right into the haul. The first piece I have to show you is this amazing original art. It's very faded. It has a lot of like patina. It's definitely super old. I mean, look at that stamp on the back. Yeah, I just thought it was so cool. It's actually artist sign in the corner. So yeah, something like this, like previous to London was actually my last stop on my trip. So I went to Paris and did a lot of sourcing and did saw a lot of amazing art that was so wildly expensive. So when this vendor said this piece was £5, which just add 20%, you know what the dollar value is, I nearly like fell over. Because if this was in Paris, it would have been like 75 euro. It would have been crazy, especially because it's framed and it's super old. So yeah, I thought this was a very cool piece. I love the faded, like moody atmosphere. And so yeah, this will be available for you guys. It's gonna kill me because I just think it's so cool. But moody art is not my thing, as you can tell. Colorful art is my thing. The rest of my house is very colorful as well, as you can imagine, based on this room. It's not just this room. It's very colorful, but yeah, this will be available, but this is like, this is one of the first pieces I picked up. I'm like, ooh, this market is gonna be really, really good. Okay, so another piece that I got, so this was at that Spitalfields Market. I can't remember if I said that. So that's in London. It's the indoor market that's only on Thursdays. I got this Walter Boss style horse. Now, Walter Boss was heavily faked, and so I don't think this is an authentic piece. And when the guy sold it to me, he was saying like he wasn't sure if it was authentic or not, but definitely has like the same shape. What's different about it is the black on the actual authentic ones, from what I could tell online, actually the brass was the full like mane and the full tail. So it wasn't just the tips, but I didn't really care. I love Walter Boss. I very rarely see it. I'm always looking for it. I think now I own like just knockoffs of it because that's the only thing I can ever seem to come across. Because when you find them, they're very valuable, collectible. You just don't see them very often. So I thought it was very cool. I think it's very sculptural. How you know it's like a Walter Boss or a knockoff Walter Boss is because he always had these like very cool matte black type animals with the brass accents. So he did a lot of amazing stuff. Like he was a very talented artisan. But this is definitely like Hallmark what he has. So if you ever out shopping and you see like a very like eccentric looking animal in black, it's probably a Walter Boss or a Walter Boss knockoff, like this one probably is. Another piece I got at the market that I thought was beautiful. Now just know the brass pieces that I'm going to show you have already pre-shined up because I did a massive brass shine up day for my studio. I'm doing a market in a few weeks, and so I wanted to shine all my inventory up. This is an old cigarette box. I thought it was absolutely exquisite. I just loved the pattern, the slight pattern on top. It actually feels really soft, kind of like snake skin. It's really, really soft. Which I know is probably like weird, like, but it really is a soft box. But I thought it was really pretty. I mean, that would be great for just storing jewelry and other catch-alls and trinkets and stuff, so it makes a really good stash box. But it's just like a very fun piece styled on top of a surface. So these types of things are always interesting to pick up because so many of us get, you know, we're just stuck in, if we have a surface, we put a book on it, a candle on it, a plant on it, and we're done. But these are the types of pieces that kind of are interesting and outside the box. I always recommend people use in styling. So when I saw this, had to get it, I believe it was 10 pounds. So yeah, I thought it was a really good deal and it was very beautiful, and this will be available. Another brass item that I got, and this particular booth, the woman had a lot of great pieces and very affordable. And so I definitely, like, oh, I wish I could remember, like, I wish she had some sort of identifying thing on there where I could tell you guys, like, make sure you go to this booth. But she says she's been there for ages and she always goes. She prides herself on having affordable finds. So this little turtle, actually the second turtle I found in Europe, which I thought was really funny. I sell these, anytime I find them, I pick them up because they sell really well. They're very cute because you can stash stuff. Another thing you can stash stuff in. So he had a ton of patina. Oh my God, he was so filthy and old. So I shined him up. So that's why he looks so pretty. Just looks so pretty. But yeah, I thought it was super, super cute. So I got this at this one booth. And another thing I got at that booth is this very cool and very weird vase. I mean, look at that. It almost looks like craters on the moon. So it's like a deep, like, almost like a gray blue. And then it has like the blue tones and like the creamy tones. So on the bottom, it has some markings on it. Now, she was trying to tell me that supposedly underneath here, that was like where Picasso went to study. So it was like some sort of institution. So I don't know. I'm terrible. I have not even looked it up yet. But I thought, I was like, oh, that sounds very cool. So yeah, I had to get it because it's just so visually interesting. I can't decide if I'm keeping it or not, which is like, oh, so hard. I'm trying to do really good and not keep everything that I sourced because I want to like give stuff to you guys because I know that, you know, that's part of the fun is sharing like the treasure, sharing all this history with you guys too. But it's really hard because I love everything. Very hard. So this may or may not be available because I have never seen anything like it before. And of course, like the story about, oh, that's where Picasso went. I was like, ooh, perhaps I shall keep it. So I'm not sure if this will be available, but there's some other things in this haul that will definitely be available. Okay, so the last thing I got in that booth, which is my favorite thing that I got. Ooh, actually, no, now that I'm thinking about it and looking at the pile, there's a lot of favorite things in this pile. Okay, but this is definitely one of them, which I'm so sorry will not be available because I can't bring myself to, is this tapestry. So in this person's booth, this is the thing that I just kept going back to and looking at because I thought it was amazing. I think it's actually like a famous like piece of art, which I keep forgetting to look up again. And I just thought it was awesome. The colors, like, it's not coming off as bright as it is, I think, in real life, but the colors are just phenomenal. And I love the check and just a very cool piece. Oh yeah, yes, it is like a remake. It's designed, adapted, and worked in petite point needle tapestry by J. Selwyn Dunn from what is this? 15th century miniature. I had to look at my Roman numerals for a second. I'm like, okay, an X and a V is so 15th century tapestry. So that's what it's based off of. So anyways, yeah, I thought this was amazing. I loved the frame. I nearly lost my mind when I saw it. So yeah. Oh yeah, and these are all mushrooms. Oh my God, I didn't even realize these were mushrooms. Now I have to for sure keep it because I love mushrooms. They're so cute. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm sorry this will not be available, but I had to grab this. I think it was this, and the turtle. I think I got all for $30 or 30 pounds, which I thought was amazing because this alone was worth that or more. God, it just is like, just so cool. So yeah, very old, interesting piece. So yeah, that's why I highly recommend this market because the people there, they were masters at picking some very cool things. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the pieces that I picked up on Portobello Road, which is the very famous antique market in Notting Hill. It's amazing. It is a combination of stalls on the street, and then you actually have like these narrow passageways within the buildings, which are adjacent, and there's a lot of stalls on there. Not everyone, like I think I said earlier, not everyone is open throughout the week, so Saturday is the day, and it does get very busy very quickly. So just know that. So you'll have a lot of competition as the day goes on. It's hotter, and you have to be careful of pickpockets because it is like a very popular tourist destination. Notting Hill in general is, but this market especially is. So there's definitely good treasures to be found. Prices were all over the place. I went there, of course, searching for like, you know, decorative items and art. Did not find really any decorative, well, one set of decorative items. There was just a lot of like silver, and I'm not into silver. I'm a brass girl, so if you love silver, oh my God, you will be in heaven there because there was stall after stall after stall of silver. There also were a lot of stalls of like old like lead-based toys. It looked like it just I don't know. So anyways, there's and also a lot of like pottery and porcelain stuff too. So that wasn't like the majority of the street, I would say. And then there was also, of course, stuff that was like wildly out of my price range, which is why I didn't buy it. But going inside of the buildings I felt like the pricing was better. And so the first stall that I went to for art was really, really good. She was like definitely in the mood to give some deals. And having just come back from Paris, after shopping at this, I was like, I kind of had an idea of like, okay, like how much is this stuff worth? How much would it be in Paris? And so when this gal had a box for £5, I was like, oh, because that did not exist in Paris. It was very hard to find any art that was affordable. I did, but it wasn't without Herculean effort. But this gal had two really cute pieces. One of them is, I have no words. I love it so much. And then this one I thought was also really cute. So what I love about this piece, and so yeah, it was just in a random box, and that's kind of how a lot of the artwork is in Europe when you go to these markets. Like, they want to charge a lot of money for it, but you can definitely tell they've like thrown it about a million times and they're bringing it to them from these markets. So it's just like, okay, I appreciate that you want this much for it, but I did just see you kicking it around your booth. So maybe I don't want to spend $100 on it. But anyways, that's just me being a little saucy because I had so many heartaches over the art because of the pricing when I was shopping. But this place has some affordable ones. So the next few pieces were affordable and I thought were very cool. I love this one because it's a watercolor on card, and on the back, it's from 1971, and it says, "With best wishes for Christmas." And I thought it was really sweet that like someone would like take the time to watercolor something for someone for Christmas. Like, what are my family members doing? Like, watercolor me a piece of art for Christmas, please. You know, I guess I could be watercoloring them something for Christmas too, but I was just like, oh man, like how lucky someone's giving you original art as like your Christmas card. I mean, that's just so sweet. So this was £5. I had to grab it because I thought it was very cool, and like framed, I think it would look really, really pretty, especially like floating in like a bigger piece of art. I love that when you take small art and you give it like a really big mat in a frame, and it just like, it's just such a juxtaposition because this is so small and the actual presentation of it is so large. But I just really love that look. So I definitely had that in mind when I grabbed it. Okay, and so this piece, oh my God. I mean, look at this. This is actually painted, and it looks like one of those pieces that you would see like on the wall if it was giant in like a museum, like the Louvre. It's just amazing. Like, whoever painted this was so talented. It's just so moody. I mean, it's just so moody. Now, these are not my colors, but I have such an appreciation for this person's talent. Now, this is not artist sign, and the board it's on is definitely like irregular. So it's probably someone's like test piece of art, which is so funny to me. This is very common in what you will see across Europe when you're sourcing art. There's framed art, of course, which is very expensive, but you will see stacks and stacks and portfolio, especially in Paris, of pieces like this that are just one-offs on card, randomly done. And usually what they're doing is they're buying out artists' estates when they pass away or move, and then these types of pieces are in it. Yeah, so this was £5 too, which I still think is incredible. I can't even talk enough about this piece. I mean, every time someone comes over and I show them what I got from Europe, this is like one of the pieces, and I know that they think it's cool, but there's like Andy. Whoa, because I just love it so much. So sorry, this will not be available. I think I'll have to be like, this will be in my estate sale. This will probably be available, and I'm trying to decide for the loose pieces of art that I picked up if I frame them or let whoever buys it frames them. I don't know, so we will see. But this will be available, this will not. So I didn't get many decorative items when I was on Portobello Road, like I said, which is not bad for me because I love art, as that's my favorite thing. But I did see these, and now these are not vintage, but they are vintage inspired. I love a cheetah or a big cat, and these bookends are so cute. And so yeah, I just thought they were adorable. They were, I think 26 pounds for the pair, and they're definitely like a newer production piece. And how you can kind of tell is like there's no like markings on the bottom, and then it has like these rubbery feet and stuff, and it's just like, definitely different. It's definitely modeled after those dogs that you will find basically everywhere in the UK. And so it's kind of like that same style with those porcelain dogs. And so I just thought they were super cute. I can't wait to use them in my studio. I just love their little faces. Aren't they so cute? So anyways, these are the only decorative items that I picked up that day. The rest was art. But yeah, when I saw them, the gal that I got them from, she has a shop there, very eclectic stuff. It was really fun to chat with her, kind of about selling vintage and also like what they all went through during the pandemic and, you know, the challenges, especially since, you know, people didn't want to handle money, of course, as you know, because we all went through it too, which is what prompted them to all start taking credit cards. So that was thanks to the pandemic, because before it was all cash. And so, yeah, she was one of the only people that I paid with a credit card. The rest of the people I had to pay cash. But yeah, I thought they were so cute, so I had to get them, and they're not going to be available because they're new and they're for me. Okay, so final 2 pieces of art. So I walked past these pieces probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. So I did like the loop around several times because I got there so early. Everyone kept putting out new stuff. So these pieces I thought were phenomenal. I got both for 30 bucks. And which I thought was a really good deal. So this one, so I'll show you, I'll leave my favorite one of these 2 last. Okay. So this one I thought was lovely. It's another original painting. It is a watercolor. It's from '84, artist signed, framed in gold. I thought it was just really pretty. So on the back it says South Sea Pier. Yeah, it actually has like an address on it. So I should look it up. Again, another thing I did not look up. But I thought it was really pretty, and it ended up being only, well, technically, I got both of these pieces for 30, but this was originally priced at 10 pounds. Well, 15, and they scratched out, and then 10. So I thought it was really good, especially having seen so many, like, expensive prices on art. The fact that I got an original framed, I thought was really great. And I just love the colors and the actual scene it was. I thought it was great. Now, this piece is totally different, but I thought was very cool. So this was marked 25, but I managed to get like $5 essentially off because it would have been 35 and I got each for 30. But I thought this was very cool because it's a figure, a very abstract figure, also framed, matted, original piece. I thought it was very interesting. So I'm debating on whether to keep this. Now this is definitely more moody than I usually like, but because it's like a black and white, I think it's kind of worth probably keeping. Ooh, I don't know. You might tell me, Annie, no, we want it. But I thought it was incredible. I just love the size too. So much, you know, most of the art pieces one gets are like this or this. It's very rare to find skinny pieces like this or even small pieces. It's not easy to find small pieces. So when I find something irregular, it usually fills like a place in my home that I'm having a challenge decorating. So this is what this piece may do. So I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know if I'm gonna sell it, but I just thought it was very cool. Figure forms are super hot right now, so I know it would sell fast because it's just very, very on trend to have, you know, bodies, human forms, especially like this one being so abstract. So I thought that was very cool. So that is like the last piece of art. Actually, that's the last item in my London haul. So yeah, a few pieces that were absolutely amazing. Some stuff that I'm gonna keep. I think of everything that I got, this one is definitely, if I had to choose, this is my favorite. But after that is probably, like I said, this guy. And then the other piece of art. But yeah, it was a very eclectic mix of stuff. At this point in the trip, I definitely was very low on cash, so that kind of dictated what I was able to pick up, and then also very low in space in my luggage. So in case this is your first video, I did not ship any of this stuff back. I actually packed it in suitcases and put it as check bags in the airplane. That's really the most affordable way you can bring your finds home when you're sourcing in Europe versus actually shipping it through the postal service, which is very expensive and could take ages. So when you pack it in a bag and put it as checked luggage, it's not only cheaper, but you actually like get the bag when you arrive rather than wait months. Now, of course, there's always the risk they could lose it or it could get broken. There is that. But I will say everything that I packed came through safe and sound and nothing broke. So I'll be doing a separate video about how to pack your items for taking back in your luggage, and then also some other tips and tricks on how to get things on the plane that are not quite the right size. So yeah, there's other like hacks and stuff that I do because I'm a very determined person to bring souvenirs back when I am on vacation, because I always like to bring like not the trinkety stuff, but I like to bring like the cool art and other stuff. And usually that stuff you don't want to pack in your checked luggage. So I can tell you how to bring it on the plane, and I also can tell you how to pack it safely. So anyways, yeah, so that's all I have to show you for London. Now, like I said, this is one of many stops on this European sourcing trip. So if this is your first video, make sure you check out the other videos. Like I said, I have stuff from like other places in the UK. I went to Paris. I cannot wait. I hope you will watch that video because that has some of my very favorite pieces, and I did get one piece of art that will be my forever, ever piece that I plan to keep, and it will be in my estate sale because it's so phenomenal. But I definitely paid up for it, which you will see when you watch it. So anyways, that's all I have to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know in the comments below what items were your favorite. Let me know what you think of the collected items. Do you think I'm crazy for liking, you know, this one piece of art that I got? If you know anything about Walter Boss, make sure you comment, because who knows, maybe this is an actual piece by him and not a knockoff. So definitely let me know. So if you're looking for more thrifting and decorating content between my haul videos, make sure you check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next thrifting and decorating video. Take care.